Hello students, in the previous class we discussed that dry HCl gas is not an acid but it behaves like acid only in the presence of water. So what you do is, if the temperature is moist, if the atmosphere around you is moist, what you can do is you can pass this gas, dry HCl, to CaCl2. If you pass this dry HCl gas, if you pass the gas to CaCl2, if there is any moisture in it, CaCl2 absorbs that moisture. Once again the gas is dry. Now this gas you can pass through dry blue litmus paper and wet blue litmus paper. You will observe that the wet blue litmus paper turns red. Our next concept is about dilution. What is this dilution? Always, if you see the symbol, if you take strong acids or strong bases, you can see a caution symbol which indicates that you cannot use it directly. Okay. Now, you have this caution symbol in your textbook. You can find this caution symbol on the strong acids and strong bases, indicating that you cannot use them directly. On hand, right. It damages your hand. Now, what you do is, take a test tube, take water in this test tube, add concentrated sulfuric acid in one, drop by drop, and here you add a strong base, NaOH. By constant stirring, you add few drops of sulfuric acid in water and add NaOH to water, few pellets of NaOH to water by constant stirring, and you touch the test tube. When you touch the test tube, you find that it is warm, indicating that whenever you add acid to water or whenever you add base to water, it's an exothermic reaction. Both these are exothermic reactions. For this reason, you should always add acid to water or base to water, but never you should add water to acid or base to water to acid or water to a base. If you add water to acid or water to base, what happens is the heat generated will be so high that it will break the container itself. So always acid should be added to water or base should be added to water while constant stirring. This process is called dilution. Adding acid to water and adding base to water, this process is called dilution. In this dilution process, the number of ions decreases than those ions present in the original acid or original base. That's about dilution. Next we shall discuss about strength of acid or a base. Now I want you to take two different acids and two different bases. We have seen in activity 7 that we have taken a beaker, two graphite rods, two colored wires. We are introducing an AC plug. Like this. Now, what you do in this is, take HCl, add dilute HCl and add CH3COOH. Next take NaOH and NH4OH, that is ammonium hydroxide. First add dilute hydrochloric acid solution to this. You find that bulb glows. You add even, after adding HCl, you add acetic acid, that is CH3COOH is acetic acid. You add acetic acid. In both cases the bulb glows, but the bulb glows stronger brightly in case of when you add HCl, the bulb will be brighter. Similarly, when you are taking NaOH and ammonium hydroxide, the bulb glows brightly in case of NaOH. This is because HCl is a strong acid and NaOH is a strong base, whereas CH3COOH, acetic acid, is a weak base and ammonium hydroxide, weak acid. This is weak acid and this is weak base. What do you mean by weak or strong? If the number of H plus ions are more in the solution of the acid, it is called a strong acid. Otherwise, it is a weak acid. Similarly, if number of OH minus ions are more in the acid when you add it to water, then it is a strong base. Otherwise, it is a weak base. Here, HCl is a strong acid, CH3COOH is a weak acid, NaOH is a strong base, NH4OH is a weak base. Now, how to find out whether a acid or a given material is strong or weak? You can use universal indicator. Universal indicator means it is a mixture of many indicators. It is a mixture of many indicators. Next you have about pH scale. This pH means power of hydrogen or potence of hydrogen. This scale has got 15 values from 0 to 14. Let us say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it has got about 14 values. This pH scale has about 15 values, that is from 0 to 14. Now, for these 15 values, it has got different colors. This is of one color, this is of one color. It has got different colors. For all these 15 different values, it has different colors. Now, if you want to know the pH of a solution, let us say you want to know the pH of salt. So, what you can do is collect some salt, put it in water, filter the soil solution. Once you filter, mix it with the universal indicator. It will show some color. Try to match the color with the values that are there in the pH scale. Now let us say the color is green. Now 7 has got green color. 7 has got green color, indicating that the solution is neutral. Okay, below 7 it is strong acid, weak acid. Below 7 are acids, weak base, strong base. Values below 7 are acids, value above 7 are base. Again these three are weak acids, these are strong acids, these are weak bases, these are strong bases. Now, whatever color you get, try to match the color with the number. So, seeing that number, you can tell whether the nature of the soil solution that you have taken. Either it will be acidic in nature, or it can be basic in nature, or it can be neutral. It depends upon the material you are taking. So, that is about pH. pH means power of hydrogen. It is a scale having values from 0 to 14, for which you have different colors. How to test the pH of the solution? I have just now told you. Mix it with the universal indicator. It shows some color. Try to match the color with the number. Then you will get the pH of the given material. So that's about pH and universal indicator. How pH is important, we shall discuss in the next class.